Want to be a guest on a future episode of Create, Build, and Manage Daily? Email us at interviews@biztv.com.
And we're visiting with Teri Healy. Again, she is the owner of Teri Healy LLC in studio tonight. And I asked you to stick around because I just felt like there's more to what we were kind of just getting into on that last segment. And we're just to kind of bring everybody up to speed, we were again talking about focusing on the frontline workers versus the executives, the people that are actually, they are the face of the company. They're the ones representing you. And you kind of looked at your children and you were noticing like, you know what, if I went back to when I was 30, would I focus so much on the outward things, the cars, the nicer jobs, or would I focus on other things? So let's unpack that a little bit more. What are some of the internal things that you suggest people need to focus more on?
I think we need, actually, it just really is more of like a 180-degree turn. We've all been taught to define ourselves from a position that I think is not only backward, but it's so counterintuitive. It sets us up on a hamster wheel. We're always chasing and we're never arriving and we're never getting there. And what I mentioned in our prior segment was that no matter what we acquire, there tends to always be this sense of vacancy. There's still a piece of us that's still yearning, but we're not quite sure what it is we're yearning for. And everything around us sets us up to continue to stay on the hamster wheel. And it's all, I think, positioned from a place of not enoughness, something that's inadequate, hopefully something that can be solved. But it's all coming at it counterintuitively. And I'm sure that there are people that do very well with those conversations, people that are trying to sell us goods or keep us enrolled in things that keep us going for that chase.
Right.
But those aren't the things that are ever going to bring the true happiness. I almost wish that my hope is that in my lifetime, I'm able to see this start to shift and start to turn. And I think that it's all interconnected. I think that what we're seeing from, again, this isn't just a younger crowd conversation. I think we're seeing it across the board, is people they're saying they're completely discontented, but they don't even have the languaging or the insight yet to say why or what it is what they're looking for.
Is it about finding your passion? Is that what you think it is? Because I know for some people, when passion intersects with a career, they just take off.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Is that kind of what you're talking about?
No, it's not that wouldn't have a place for it, for sure, but it's more about having the understanding of your value and your worth. And probably the easiest way to get your head wrapped around it is I say to somebody, how do you feel about your pet? How do you feel about your child or your niece or your nephew? Do you love them in a more unconditional way than you give yourself? Probably so.
Right.
We're better to those people. We are more forgiving of those people. We're more nurturing by nature. So I just think we've been sold a bill of goods. We've been sent down this rabbit trail, and it leads nowhere. And I'm growing a TikTok following, which is I love to do TikTok.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I love it. So feel free to follow me there if you're interested. But one of the TikToks I released was on this idea. You have 60 seconds to convey this idea.
Right.
And I said, I wonder if those of you that are 30 and younger, you guys have a head start. Lucky you.
Yeah.
What if you could find a way to define yourself and own that in an unshakable way, and then you show up in the world?
Sounds like a revolution.
It's amazing. Yeah, it would be like a revolution,
wouldn't it?
It
Is, yeah. So let's talk about, I want to put your website up again if you missed it earlier. It's onandofftheclock.com. Now, you mentioned it's about assessment tests and learn. Walk us through that process. So if I were to go to that website today, what would I do?
We'll definitely schedule a call. Let's connect, because I'm not everyone's cup of tea, nor are they mine. So the first thing to do is to figure out, are we on the same page? Do we have the same objectives? And that's pretty important to me. And then from there is scheduling an assessment. And it is nothing to do with tests. I actually like to walk the plant, walk the coffee shop. I like to be there. I like to talk to people on 3 different levels, if at all possible, but definitely the frontliners are the ones I'm going to be listening to. So every place is unique, like what the solutions are for their industry, and then you funnel it down to who their people are based on the region they live in is different. You know, what it is that they're looking for, what would enhance their lives. So it's just a matter of what is actually the right fit for your organization.
So it's very, very customizable
very much
to
so.
the situation. So again, in this scenario, you meet with me, you look at our business, you meet with our frontline workers, you learn something, and then you sit down. Is there like a plan of action?
Yes. Yes, absolutely. And it's a combination of things that I would create and produce for them, workshops, whatever development that they're looking for. And then also outside resources, because there is just tons and tons of things that people are not aware of that they could be giving their employees and offering as a benefit that may have actually little to no cost to the organization to provide. What a cool thing is that? You know, I'm looking at organizations that are offering pet insurance as one of their benefits, elder care benefits, resources for that. There is a company out of Chicago that has a delivery service for nursing mothers, such they can transport the mother's milk to the baby, wherever the baby happens to be during the day. Yeah, right?
That's incredible.
Isn't that awesome?
That never existed when our kids were babies.
Not when I was 30. Yeah, right, exactly.
Yeah.
No, not at all. There's a gal who this is an interesting one, I love this one, but there's a woman who has an online culinary school. I couldn't have imagined that could be online, but it can. And at the end of her programming, the student is graduating with a certification that then allows them to travel anywhere in the world.
Wow.
And do their craft. So they could work a cruise ship for 2 or 3 years.
Why
right?
not? Why
Exactly.
Not? I love that.
So if you were like, say, a small franchise of restaurants or a pizza chain or whatever, and as opposed to just offering a generic, here's a tuition reimbursement, you know, good luck to you, you said, here's something that, because might be of interest to you, an opportunity for you to create an entirely different life. And then, like you said, step into something that lights a passion.
That's great, Teri. I appreciate what you're doing. It's unique, which we
Thank
love
you.
that. And
Yeah.
I love how you're helping people rethink, because we have to retain talent, we have to keep talent, and we have to be outside the box thinkers. And again, if this describes you as you are ending this year and you're looking at the new year and you're frustrated, it's worth the time to reach out to Teri. That website again is onandofftheclock.com. Stick around. This is Create, Build, and Manage Daily.